that's joining us, welcome. Oh, what have I done again? Here we go. While we listen to Demi, I'll get myself sorted get myself all. Bring it on, Sophie, on Instagram. Go check out Sophie G's. G-E-E-Z. Sophie G's on Instagram. She's joined us live. Oh, tell you, if there's anything to put you in a good place, it's a good song. Bring it on. Oppa. I think that here we go. I'm going to have to say thank you, Demi, for putting us all in a good place there. Welcome, everybody. Hello. I'm ready. We just listened to Demi. This is love. This is love, isn't it? Doing what you love, showing up every day, even when it's really hard and even when you don't feel like it. Day 7, I should say episode 7 of the little Desi TV experiment here on Instagram, on Facebook Live, and soon on Periscope. That's having some issues, as we always do, but I know the culprit. See, normally, and Nico, this is what's happening. See, when I've started to do my little music stints on my iTunes, so because I was doing them on YouTube, but then I need more Wi-Fi, so I turn all the Wi-Fi off, and then I seem to have better connectivity to run on all the Instagram, Periscope, and Facebook, but it's still having some trouble. Thank you for the heart love. I got some heart love. Thank you for that as I get sorted. And today, like I mentioned yesterday, today is a big week of tourism talk. Congratulations to the guys at VTIC, the Victoria Tourism Industry Council. They had a briefing and a briefing on what's hot in the Victorian tourism and visitor landscape, and there was also a briefing from Tourism Australia. So congrats to the team there. It looked like a fantastic turnout. And I'm also doing some running around the countryside this week, talking tourism, digital partnerships, smart collaboration. So that's what I'm running with the theme to continue that as we go into, as we do these daily get-togethers, so we can learn some. And also, oh, that would be so awesome. So we've just had random spaces, random_spaces. Go check out their designs on Instagram. Amazing, custom, of pretty much anything you want. He's just said he's going to have a little surprise Desi TV logo. How awesome will that be? I do need something in the background though. This is whiteboard. I do plan to do some writing in there on there eventually, but I never have time. I'm too busy teching and getting doing everything else. But thank you, that would be awesome. Random_spaces, Instagram. Okay, so that's where we're going with the theme. So yesterday we talked about some digital tips. Today I'm going to talk to you about some digital trends that I have in store for you. So 4 key digital trends that when it comes to, or that will continue to impact the visitor economy. Now, for those of you that aren't specifically in this space of visitation and tourism and hospitality and the like, I always like what I'm sharing is all transferable, and I'm sure you will get some inspiration. I certainly do that as well. I look to industries outside of my own to see what's happening, and I can always guarantee I'll get an aha moment or an insight that I can share elsewhere, or that I can share. I'm just not happening on my little Periscope, which as I continue to talk. And see, this is the thing, we're live. There's no stop and start. this is it. You're joining me on my challenges of broadcasting. So I've just done a little, when all else fails, what do we do when all else fails when it comes to technology? Turn the thing off and turn it back on, and 99% of the time that's all it needs. So we'll see if we can hook up into there as we get into things. So I want to have you think about your own behavior when it comes to searching, when it comes to getting inspiration for whether it's your next holiday or the next product that you're going to buy for your house. What is it that you do, or where you go to first? And who would agree with me? Give me some, tap that little heart, or just let me know in the comments who would agree with me that the growing influence of not only social media and what keeps us connected here, the growing influence of social, as well as the growing usage of mobile, is really something that's given rise to connectivity, keeping us connected. Here I am. I haven't caught up with my dear friends George and Lisa from Random Spaces, but I love that we're catching up here of a morning, that we can keep this up. Thank you for the little heart there, that we can stay connected into what we're doing and what is keeping us inspired in our day-to-day lives and businesses. So all of this social connectivity, the influence and the rise of social connectedness, is also really making changing the way we travel and we do things. So here we go. I'll just, because we're live, I don't get a second chance to do this, so I want to make sure I've done everything to bring in Periscope world. So Periscope, for those of you that may not be familiar with it, Periscope was really the first live broadcasting platform that I really experimented with, that Twitter launched and came to life in 2015. Not now, I don't want to do that. Here we go. So I do like to bring in my Twitter community here, and I do that via Periscope. So it's initializing. Let's see, is it still going to say to me, poor? Yep. Poor. It's not happening. Next time. Doesn't matter. There's always tomorrow, and we'll be back tomorrow. So we're connected. The landscape of tourism continues to shift, and so do visitor purchasing behavior. So the landscape is shifting, the behaviors are shifting as well. Are we on top of it? Are we keeping our fingers on the pulse to make sure that we are not, we're not missing out here? So 4 key digital trends across the board here. So when we're talking specifically for visitor economy and tourism, we're talking about digital trends across the board when it comes to booking our flights, when it comes to booking accommodation, when it comes to booking experiences. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about tomorrow. Traditionally, for all my tourism colleagues, traditionally we refer to what we do as product. That's our, we don't sell physical, tangible, here's a mouse, it's sleek, it's Apple, here you go, we sell it, it's a tangible product. We sell the intangible, we sell experiences. And there is a key difference there between selling tourism product and really getting our mindset into selling experiences. Now, I say that with a caveat that even when, for those that are in small businesses that are not selling, that are selling things that are outside, for myself, included in this, I've started to look at my own trainings and what I deliver as an experience unto itself. That I'm not just delivering a workshops here. I want it to be a really positive experience from when you come into first contact with me to delivery and post, I always think of it, is this going to be a really good experience for my client or my customers, the audience that I'm there? I hope it is, and if it's not, I always be open to feedback. Like we said yesterday, we touched on online reviews. The only thing that is keeping me green and growing is the feedback that I'm receiving, and I would pass on that to you as you asking for feedback when you're not on the traditional visit of TripAdvisor and the like, asking for feedback from the very first touch point to the end game. So digital trends across the board. So the very first, the number one, let's get into the content, is self-service and time currency. Okay, so self-service and time currency. We are squeezing every second of our day more and more and more. Okay, so when it comes to the most precious commodity that we have in today's climate more than ever, the most precious commodity is our time, and the way we value it and maximize and use it to the best of our ability. This culture of self-fulfillment in the travel journey, or again I go into being able to search or Bookability, the expectations are already set there by one thing and one thing only, and the expectations are set from our customers, and that's by immediacy. Okay, and that's what I mean by time currency. I was recently involved in a project that the usability I get and the immediacy of being able to go from purchase, or decision I should say, not even purchase, decision that this is what I'm going to do, to be able to receive the very product, took days. And and there was that's in today's world, that is something that we really can't afford to be messing with. So when I talk about self-service and time currency, is that critical expectation of immediacy that is set in today's climate. Would you agree with that? Today we want things kind of yesterday. So when we're ready to make that decision in the middle of the night, because it's the only time to book our holiday when the kids are sleeping, and we've finished off our work, this is the only time I have to actually make those plans. If I can't kind of get that done there, and this has happened to me in the past as well, where I won't progress, because the next day things get busier again and I've forgotten about it, and it's gone. The moment's gone. So expectations set by immediacy, and that's through the likes of social, and that's through the likes of mobile. It's the same thing in expressing grievances. That can become very immediate as well. So we have to be very mindful of that. And we also, and I'm sure I always put myself in my customer's shoes, and I'm sure you have also experienced this, that you will gladly learn and take the time to adapt to new technology if it means it's going to save you time. Who would, if we were in a live room, who would agree with that? By show of hands, who would agree with that? You'll take the time to learn something new if it means it's going to save you time. I know for myself, I will invest more and more. What I'm investing in my business is technology that's going to save me time. So that's self-service and time currency. How are we adapting to that for our business? Okay, number 2 key digital trend across the board is DIY travel, do-it-yourself travel. So when we're saying do-it-yourself, in making our own plans, managing our own bookings, and to an extent, never speaking to a human at all, doing everything online and not even having any type of human interaction, is becoming more and more of a trend. Again, I go back to have a think and have a look back at your own behavior when you're booking your holidays. So customers these days need to be served on their terms, okay? The independent traveler, thank you, Nico, is more and more. You know, there's the independent traveler solo. I like to think we're the same as an independent collective of a family. We kind of like to do things more than often it's last minute, because sometimes as a family, even as an independent booker, you know, the stars and the moon need to be aligned. They go through periods where they get sick. I can't make a commitment too far out or long term, particularly when it comes to local or domestic travel. So the independent traveller, we have to put the mindset that this is we need to be there and work with our visitors and our customers on their terms, not on ours. Okay, so we have to always be putting their hat on and walking in their shoes. How easy is it to book your product? How is it to buy, you know, your experience? So you have to go back to, from time to time, go on, be your own customer, and go and try and book your accommodation, your experience, your restaurant. How easy is it to do business with you? And how, more importantly, when it comes to time currency, how quickly is it, you know, how quick can I do business with you? Is it something that we can do quickly? Number 3 trend that I want to share with you, and this will be a no-brainer and no surprise to anyone, is mobile bookability. Mobile continues to be, it's been the fastest growing and continues to grow. So in 2015, so a study that I read recently was something that was out of the UK. I have to look up the link, but I remember making a little scribe and scribble note that I referred to for this exercise. 148.3 million bookings made online in 2015. Fast forward to 2017, this is going to be even greater. Now, 65% of these were someday online hotel bookings. So we are loving the last minute. We are loving the real time rates, and also consumers are having more and more confidence that they're getting good deals, that they're not going to lose their money booking online. So if it's not a seamless, easy experience for your customer to be able to, not only the pendulum shifted, it's not only booking through your website, and certainly when I first started this journey, it was all about you must have an online booking system. You must have online booking capability on your website. We need to take that next step and say, how easily bookable is your experience or dealing with you through a mobile device? Because more and more and more, we're kind of running our lives through our mobiles. I'm using one of mine for the Facebook feed. I even miss it not having it, you know, not kind of having it with me now. So this is something that we have to give some mindful action towards, and putting it in your strategy, and always going back to how bookable and how is the customers or the visitors mobile experience when dealing with your organization. And taking it further from that, are they easily transferred from your socials onto your mobile, onto your websites through your mobile? Now, I didn't plan to, but something that is everybody should know about is to test your mobile. If your website is mobile friendly, you can just go to Google and do mobile friendly test. It'll give you a URL that you can drop your website in, and it will run a test on, and you know, either give you a green tick to say, awesome, you have a mobile responsive website. By responsive, that it is looking as sexy on your mobile or iPad devices as it does on a screen. So go and run that. And if it's coming up with the red cross on there, you really need to reach out and upgrade your website to be able to do that, because there are, not only is it not good for your future clients and your returning clients for their bookability, it's also really terrible for your search engine optimization. And Google, this is way back in April 14 or 15, penalized and will penalize websites if they're not mobile friendly, because just like we should be, you should also be thinking that Google always has the user experience number one. They want us, if we're going to go onto Google and search for something, they want to deliver exactly what we want on those first top 2 and 3 pages. They don't want to be, they don't want you to be hunting for too long. Then they're not doing their job properly. So what is really important here is that we're serving up the experience from the very, very first onset, from when, again, remember, like yesterday, it's in that honeymoon, planting the seed, period. Okay, number 4, we go back to this word experiences. So delivering authentic experiences. Now, travel mentality has shifted from tourism product to a tourism experience. So you're delivering something really well. You want to enhance the experience, become an ambassador for your patch. Something that I have been advocating for some time is get together with someone that you are aligned with in your values and your mindset, and you have an experience, they have an experience. Let's come together and take a holistic approach, partner, package, and deliver an experience that can't be had anywhere else. So authentic experiences is what the traveler is looking for. That's another shift that's happened. It's, we've moved from the tourist to the traveler. They want to experience destinations. Traveler wants to experience destination as a local. Look at the rise of Airbnb. Okay, no more needs to be said there. It's become it's become a multi-gazillion-dollar business, because you can book an Airbnb and suddenly you're not a tourist. You can be in a destination for the very first time and feel like you're living amongst the locals, like a local. How can we authenticate our own experience to give that experience? So Nico's just shared with us. So Nico, though we overuse the word authenticity, which is in the end loses its authenticity in many cases. Oh, look, to an extent, but if we're not mindful of that at the same time, Nico, if overusing the word authenticity, I think it's more having the mindset when you're planning these things out. You could be doing something and doing it really well. I'm not saying go and change something that's already working really, that's working well. But in terms of creating new experiences, make it authentic. Don't look at what the person next to you is doing or doing something that's already been done. Like taking the courage to do something authentic, meaning kind of start thinking outside of the box to deliver these experiences that the visitor is seeking new, seeking different. I want to go back and say I've done something for the first time that no one else that I know has done before. This is what more and more of the research is showing back when it comes to delivering authentic experience. Another resource that is fantastic, Nico, you're probably already on this, is Think with Google. They run studies on search, and they actually have very specific search on travel and on travel search behavior. So that's something that it's just a matter of subscribing to, or go on the Google monster and have a look at it. So I agree with that. There's overuse of the word authenticity, so it's not so authentic, but I advocate in the key visitor when we're talking about trends is to always be innovative, to deliver authentic experiences for those that are seeking to travel and experience something different. Okay, so how's your business placed for these trends? Have you found this valuable? To summarize what we've gone through, for 4 key digital trends that will continue to impact the visitor experience, we looked at self-service and the time currency. So looking that expectations are set by one thing and one thing only, and that's immediacy. Okay, so time currency, really valuing that precious commodity that we all have. DIY travel and independent traveler. So respecting that independent traveler that wants to search, plan, book, and do everything themselves without having any type of human interaction. Are we well placed in the digital landscape to be present and present, have the presence and be present for this type of traveler? Mobile booking capability. It's not just good enough to have a mobile, to have a booking facility on your website. How is the user experience on a mobile device, as we do more and more on mobile, and creating authentic experiences for that very same traveler. So authentic experiences, whether it is, sometimes, and what I'm talking about is not so much what they're doing once they're with you, but that authentic experience when it comes to booking and doing business with you. I recently went to the gymnastics championships in Melbourne. And even it's amazing, even just the event systems that are coming up with technology, the experience from booking, receiving the ticket through text message on my mobile device, and just showing up. I did have a slight panic, like, oh, I haven't printed anything. I don't know what my booking number is. I hope we're all going to be okay. Boom comes the text message, and all I had to do was scan my QR code. Now, it's a wow factor, and it was a really seamless experience, and it was it was something I said, well, here we go. Here's everybody kind of making that shift across. Nico, thank you. Any questions, comments, please? Did you find this valuable? Let me know in the comments. Thank you to those of you who've joined live, and thank you to those of you that will be watching the replay. Please, I'm getting the pings, and I'm always checking in. So please don't hesitate to give me a shout out or send a comment. Nicole has yes, and in micro level usually it works, but in macro level, meaning countries, you hear a lot of advocacy based on authenticity, and then you experience internationalized products with local Okay, head over to my Facebook page. I can't see the full thing, but I'll have a look at afterwards. Nikos is always sharing. Nikos represents the World Tourism Organization. He's based in Madrid. Head over to my Facebook page. It's just Despina Karatzias, and have a listen to and have a read of some more of his comments, which are always insightful and always really valuable. And I'll look forward to doing the same as soon as this is finished. Okay, thank you. Quote of the day as we prepare to wrap up. Are you ready for this one? Okay, quote of the day. Accept that some days you are the pigeon and some days you are the statue. How do you like that one? Accept that some days you're smashing it and some days you're just going to get smashed. So accept that some days you are the pigeon and some days you are the statue, being honoured by the pigeons. How do you like that one? I think it's a good one. So let's finish off with some demi action. Demi. You like that one? Okay. Demi, for my Hellenics, the Greek entry for Eurovision. Thank you to my friend Nico for this request. So signing off, here's to your excellence, big love, big gratitude, here's to your big dreams. Okay, bye everyone, bye Insta, thank you, and thank you Facebook, thank you Nico, can't wait to hear your comments, and thanks for the Eurovision request, bye.